Where the hell did they find this chair at?
Who, Cherry.
That's Cherry.
From Pee Wee's Playhouse.
What name of the damn chair?
That's Cherry. Pretty.
You don't remember Cherry?
I do, but like it's.
There's John B.
Once again, my friends, it's time to begin another episode of MPOS, Mike Pope on Sports. I am your host, Mike Pope.
I'm co-host DJ Too Nice.
What's up, man?
Nothing, man. We got the cameraman back.
Yes. Welcome back, Adam.
So thank you, Adam, because
20 minutes.
Yeah,
he got us on.
When you're not here, you know how it gets.
Just like that. And then
We go Facebook Live, and 3 hours later, people are still watching.
watching everything. And I know tonight, since we are running a little bit late, he's like, they should have never gave them two a show. he want to stomp on our couch.
Yeah.
He wants to stomp
It
on
looked
our
like
couch.
he already did.
Right.
Man.
See?
So, but what's going on, man?
Not too much, man.
We got a guest today.
We have a guest. Usually whenever I'm ready for the world and I'm sliding over, that means we have a guest. But that's a good thing. I like when we have a guest.
Yeah, man. So this is the, I guess we call it the Salute the DJ show. Huh?
Yeah.
Because, little do people know, but I guess there's 3 DJs sitting here. and we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
We'll get into that.
Because everybody wants to know the name that you chose.
I think it's a good name. Before we say, do you like the name? You laugh. I know you laugh. When I send it to you, I know you laugh.
Oh, I did.
But I imagine this ain't taken, right?
I said, well, yeah, I guess he is.
Right. Exactly, it fits.
I said he didn't lie.
I didn't lie.
But anyway, we can call him. He's a celebrity.
Yeah.
He's a celebrity.
He's well known.
People know him, yeah.
Yes.
And I'm sure once he starts talking, they'll be like, I knew that dude.
The face fits the voice.
We have Adam Lewis, a.k.a. Black Steel, a.k.a. Mr. Money Well Spent.
How do it do?
What's going on, man?
Man, everything is everything, man. Life is good.
We finally got you here.
Yeah, man.
I talked to you a couple years ago when we were doing this,
Yes.
and we couldn't get the time right to meet up
Whole
because
bunch
things
of
happen.
hit and miss, but we
We got it, man. We got it. How's everything going for you, man?
It's good, man. It's good. Just busy.
Good.
Busy working on a few things and
Yeah,
changing a few positions.
I see, man. You bouncing around. You got things going on, and I caught up. I actually got to see you this summer, man.
Yes.
My ride only stayed for about an hour, but as I was starting to feel it, everything, and I was like, all right. She's like, you ready to go?
You're like, wait a minute, hold on, wait.
So yeah,
Smacking the
yeah,
wax.
man. I was like, well, come on now. I said we spent more time in the car than what we spent in here.
True.
So I'm gonna get back up there.
Absolutely.
When my schedule get right, I'm coming back.
Sounds good. Every fourth Friday, man. That's the album.
You ever been up there, Phil?
I have not been up there, man.
The Brillo box.
Yep,
That's what
Brillo
it is.
box. Yeah. It's we call it the Union because it's a unifying of DJs. So it's myself, Big Phil. Sometimes it's Selector. Most of the time it's Selector. Other times it's Bamboo. And then there's just certain times it's just me and Phil taking it to the head. And we just bounce back and forth off of each other, just utilize the synergy.
Man.
And they're all a part of my DJ team, Grind Hard DJs.
Okay. Now, how many DJs are in Grind Hard DJs?
See, that's always up for the debate.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm a founding member. There was 5 of us that founded. Last number I'm told, 18.
Wow.
I have to say I'm told.
Because
Because
people in and out.
I mean, well, what ended up happening is my man DJ Chevy actually paid for the trademark of the name.
Okay.
So by all accounts, just on paper, it's his organization. So he recruited people. I ain't never met none of them. I don't know them, never heard of them.
But they're going around
But they're,
with the name.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, who's this guy? That type of thing. And every time so I'm an aggressive dude. You know what I mean? And then with me being 6'5", don't help nothing. So if I'm like, look, I want to hear him. Exactly. All of a sudden now I'm being a bully, shaking things up. But it's a good question.
Right. Because that's your name out there.
Exactly.
And that's all you got.
100%. 100%.
Wow.
So, last number 18.
Okay. So you going to start saying it, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm 19.
I do it, man. Right off the bat. You just jumping right in the game.
No. But yeah, you got all these. I mean, like, you know, you're big like the Wu-Tang, but then you don't know. We got 16 you gods in here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's wild. It is. It's real wild. Like literally, and how Grindhard started was just a simple thing of 5 friends. We like, look, we need to have a network to whereas if we can't take a gig, we got somebody that we could trust to go to gig to.
Yeah.
That's solely how it started. So it's all right, cool. I'm with that. The guy whose idea is no longer in the crew. It's a long, ugly story, but he's no longer in the crew. So, you know what I mean? The rest of us, we just started adding people to the mix. You know what I mean? So if there's somebody that's in the crew, somebody had to vouch for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bottom line to
Yeah.
it. So it just became a thing. There's a lot of vouching going on. I just wasn't part of the process.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, do you got a SoundCloud mix?
Yeah, let me hear something.
YouTube, tape,
Yeah.
CD, what? You know, can I get a thumb drive on
Yeah.
it?
Nothing.
None. I don't even have names for all of them. So there's always that too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, while we're working here, you're gonna see me type.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
just
send a
trying
message to the crew. I need to see a list
Yeah, I
of
need to
names.
know who's in there.
You know, so while I'm thinking about it, because otherwise I'll forget.
So people may say, Black Steel, where do I know him from? So where might people have seen or heard you before?
It depends on your age. A lot of older cats, especially even from out your way, used to listen to me on college radio, WPTS, when it was at 98.5.
Okay.
So folks would tell me, like my man Code Red, he from out this way.
Yeah.
So he told me, he's like, yo man, I used to listen to you, man. I'd put a hanger on and some foil on the antenna and stick it out the window
I get it.
to make sure they got the signal.
Right.
So a lot of cats was listening to me there, but that was when I had the most fun on FM radio because it was free format, and then from 10 o'clock on, you could play cuss words on FM now. So
man.
you know what I mean? So I was still in the show. So of course, through the region, it was about 250,000 listeners. You know what I mean? And a lot of people didn't understand. So between that, getting those numbers, Whammo came and found me not once, but 3 times. So I always tell people, and they think, you know what I mean, I'm blowing myself when I say I've worked in commercial radio 3 times and I've never put pen to paper to apply once. And it's fact. Because I've never really been interested in commercial radio. Never. It's too unstable.
Right.
It's way too unstable. So there was that. If you live within Pittsburgh city limits and you're of a certain age, you've seen me on TV for Underground Hip Hop Video Magazine, which was an R-rated video show. It's really what BET After Dark Uncut patterned after. They patterned after us, not vice versa.
Yeah.
So we started our show. The only reason why we didn't get this far is because we were on Pittsburgh Access. Okay. So we were literally relegated to the city. Like literally, if you lived in Wilkinsburg, which was, you didn't get it. It was that segregated strictly to the city. But we had 150,000 people in that audience. We were nominated for 6 Billboard Awards, but we kept losing to Ralph McDaniel in New York. I mean, that's great person to lose to. Uncle Ralph is the OG. Yeah. But it's
to be nominated.
Exactly. It's great to
nominated.
be in that company. Yeah. And then most recently, my shortest stint in radio ever, 107.3 The Beat.
Yeah, now that was the old school, right?
Yeah, that was the old school station.
Okay.
So yeah, I did that for 2 months.
That was it, huh?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. I don't even know if we really picked that up.
No,
I listened online.
Exactly.
Right. That's because the station sweetened up when Whammo was down here.
Yeah, man.
We got all that.
Exactly.
And it was crazy. And then when you say, depending on the age, depending on what part of Beaver Falls you lived at, you can get it in clear. And if it was a little bit out, you can still pick up ZAK out of Cleveland.
Right, exactly.
If,
Right,
if-
right,
if
right.
you want to do that.
Yep.
But, you know, you got the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
What's your view on radio today?
As far as terrestrial radio, it's sad, man. It's real sad. You figure I got into commercial radio in the 90s and it was riddled with politics then. So we're in a new millennium, brand new decade. You got to multiply it and it's absolutely horrid. I'll put it to you like this. It's bad. Do you guys have like satellite?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Great. So you notice, unless it's a specialty show, satellite has a rotation too.
Right.
Because they've been bitten by politics. So if you take the rotation that you hear on satellite and you shrink it, that's terrestrial radio. I can't stand it. I don't cut it on.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's horrible.
Right.
So, but that's why I'm starting my own online radio station.
Yeah, I seen you do a couple beta tests, man,
Yes.
and
So far, so good, man. It's just Apple giving us the blues right now, man.
Yeah.
They don't like certain words in our privacy policy, and they're like, no, dog, we gonna hold you up. I'm like, man, you keep messing around, man. We just gonna hack your system. It's easy to jump into it.
I'm ready, man. I've been waiting. You know, I've been checking you out when you were doing, you know, your passport radio.
Yes, sir.
And,
Yes, sir.
so I think I would always tune in on Thursday evenings. I would catch you, man.
That's passport.
I sit back, I smoke my cigar, and I put on Black Steel. I said, there we go. There we go.
And I'll be bringing it back at that time too, except under a platform I own.
Okay. Cool, man. Talk about. So, what made you want to get into DJing?
Well, I actually started out as an MC, as a rapper first.
I thought that I saw you put something up about that.
I used to like the way you can get your respect as far as an MC. You had to battle whoever that guy was, whoever that guy. When I got to pick, there was a crew that was running down. Mind you, the crew was out of Philly. They called themselves the Punk Funk Nation. You know Donna Baxter that owns Soul.
Yeah.
Well, she was the sole female of the crew.
Oh.
Yeah, she was Lady Fresh back then. So a lot of people don't know that. This was before Misfits
I was
in the
gonna say,
Attic.
I remember Misfits in the Attic.
This was before then. Look it up, Lady Fresh. Nonetheless, so they had a couple rappers in the crew. You know what I mean? Now, they were running the parties at Pit. I'm like, yo, I'm nice. Can I get the mic? And they're like, nah, they putting these bums on the mic. I said, so this is your man? Set it up. So I didn't start being able to really house the mic until I wore Homeboy out. You know what I mean? And then I would do that. But then I was like, all right, well, you know, my man I came up with, he was nice with the cuts. He only had one turntable. You know, he was nice. I was like, ooh, maybe I should learn that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'm going to be the first MC to DJ his own act. I'm going to do it. And I was like, all right. So, but then I saw that the rapping thing wasn't going anywhere. And, you know what I'm saying? Hey, struggling college student, you know what I mean? Same said dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was hustling, you know what I mean? But he wasn't the cat on the corner. He was moving weight. So I'm like, listen, man, I don't have the patience for the block, but I need paper. So I'm like, look, we can get this out of your house. Let me hold it. You pay me a stipend, whatever. Let's keep it pushing. And he was like, no, I don't want you in this game at all. So now, mind you, back then, now you talking in the 80s.
Yeah.
Right.
1200s was $2,000 a piece. He said, you take this, you do something with this and you represent us in the game. We know you thorough, but you represent us, you be our voice. Never realized that he was saving my life. So when he gave me the turntable, I'm just sitting there looking at it like, what am I supposed to do with this thing? So I had a makeshift turntable. It was my second turntable. It was a Pioneer that had a stop button that would still lift the R. That was my second turntable. Wildest thing. And I made it work. You know what I mean? Until I was able to get a pair of 12s of my own. And the pair of 12s that I got now are the 12s that I got then.
Okay.
And he eventually came back and got his turntable, but after my son was born, though. So you talking 2008, 2009. But he let me hold it for 20 some odd years.
Wow.
And he said, listen, man, you made me proud. I appreciate you. Now, mind you, he done been in and out of the system.
Right.
And did time, but he kept me away from it. I'm forever in his debt. If I get anything that blows, he's covered.
Yeah.
He's covered because he looked out. I'm like, that's a real friend.
Wow.
So that's how I ended up getting into it. And DJing paid faster than rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, okay, cool. So I can get this gig, and you mean to tell me I'm gonna get $300 for 4 hours? And all I got to do is make a whole bunch of people move.
That's it.
I got this.
We're talking 1990s when he said the price.
We're
talking 1990s prices here now.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing, because I came out the block at 300 to 350, and there's cats in 2020 that's DJing for $100 in drink tickets. I'm like, oh, you're bugging.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's people like that, man, that when somebody asks me, how much you charge for this? And I tell them, oh, well, I'll get back to you. And then, you don't hear from me. And then you look and you see, I was like, really? That's what you want?
You know what I used to do with those, though? I used to show up to the event. I'd show up and I'd be like, look around, I walk through the crowd, shake some hands, and then I go to the person that didn't hire me. Hey, how's it going? And he looking disgusted,
really?
flustered,
hey man.
I'm like, it's cool, man. Hey, listen, keep up the good work.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
You get what you pay for.
You know, it turns out they always came back.
Yeah.
Always came back.
See, that's what I'm saying. That is one thing, and that's people that just really lowball. I was like, man, come on now. Like, what are you doing this for?
Right.
I told you my thing about people when I walk in. They're like, yeah, we got DJ, and I'm like, all right, what's he working with? And he just got a laptop and maybe a mixer board, just the soundboard to run the cable. That's it. I'm like, what are you doing? I went to one bar in town. I ain't gonna say the name, but I went in there one night. And I'm sitting there. They said, "Yeah, we got a DJ." I'm like, well, "Where the hell are he at?" I see a laptop sitting there. Dude over there throwing darts. He had a playlist going. He throwing darts.
And they paid him.
Yeah, and they paid him.
And we talk about this. You asked me. I told you, hey man, I told you that one day. I'm at a wedding reception. He said, "What's the DJ like?" I said, "I showed you. Remember I showed you on the phone." I said, "Look," and there he is over there.
Yeah, he's over there.
He's over there in the cookie tray line. And music's playing, being
Yeah.
mixed, and there's no. I was like, "This is all."
People do that. I'm like, come on, man. I don't know if I told you about this one. One night at the Long Branch, I'm up in the booth and I'm doing some things, and one of the bartenders came up to ask for something, and I said, "Hold on, wait a minute," and I was doing my thing.
Right.
And she says, "Oh wait, you're actually up here doing that?" Yes.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, I didn't know that," because when they used to have the other DJ. He'd be down there sitting at the bar. And if somebody had a request, he would go up, throw it in the playlist, and move it up to, where it would be in next couple songs.
Right.
Then he'd go back down to the bar. I said, but this dude is making the same money as me here.
Right.
And me, I don't leave the booth all night.
As you shouldn't,
Yeah.
except the pee.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I go to the bathroom. So I got, man. Then I'll throw something on, run down real quick, come back up.
Exactly.
And that's questionable when they're at the Long Branch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that bucket. I know what that bucket's for.
You thought that was the trash.
I know what that bucket's for. That's why whenever I do stuff, I come up with two. I know what the bucket's for. I'll leave. We'll JV like that. I'll leave. I know what he's for. It's cool.
So Black, what do you like most about being a DJ?
I still like the craft. I still really like the craft of the art of mixing two sonically great songs together to make it sound like one even doper mixture. And as far as like DJing out live, the energy, I'm real organic with it. Like if I don't feel you, I get bored. No matter what I'm doing. If you're not feeling me, I'm not feeling you. We're not feeling each other. Now the night is long.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But that's really what I dig about it. And then just being able to still dig and find new music and play. It's like, ooh, I can hear these two joints together.
Yeah, yep.
You know, and it's
All the
always
time,
a beautiful
man.
thing. Yeah.
All the time. I was at work today, and I forget what I was listening to. Something came on. I said, "Man, that sounds like." And then there was like 3 other songs popped into my head that I could work with.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a crazy thing, man. How and like, I'm not gonna say just DJs, but music lovers.
Exactly.
It's just like you hear that.
Exactly. And like even when I'm working, I'm always at least 3 songs ahead. So I can, you know what I mean? Like literally I can mess around and had a conversation. I can get near 30 seconds to whereas I'm trying to get out of the song. But I got 3 or 4 different choices that I'm gonna pick.
You wanna
And the one thing about me is I always freeform DJ. I have like at Serato, I have no crates. None. Never had any crates.
I just got into crates probably about a year ago. I started doing some crates.
It makes it easier to navigate,
Yeah.
but mentally, I'm still a crate digger.
Oh yeah.
So for me, keeping me engaged is me digging.
Yeah.
If it's too easy for me, if it's already sectioned, to me, it's crippling because that means I'm gonna stay in this pocket of songs, in this pocket of what's here, as opposed to me going through
Everything
the
else
big
that you
folders
got.
of like, ooh,
I forgot about
yeah, that joint right there. So
Yeah.
I have 0 crates.
Yeah.
0 crates. So if anybody were to ever jump on my system, they'd be
Like,
frustrated.
what the heck?
They would be frustrated.
Yeah.
And
I
what is
every probably every week I'll go through, and if there's something that I think of or something that somebody had asked for, I'm like, let me dump this in that crate. Maybe next time I'm going through there.
Right.
But yeah, I just started to deal with the crate because other than, like you said, just going through picking whatever. And it's funny, you get people come up to you and say, do you have a playlist? I'm like,
I've had people ask for my playlist.
I'm like, really? I don't. I'm just going.
Yeah. But what ends up happening is the way I explain it to them is I have a list of songs that I've already played. That's as far as that goes in terms of what I'm playing. And every now and then I'll show it to them because it's a foreign language. You know what I mean? It's like speaking Russia in Canada. I'll turn it around and like, look. So I pull from, basically the I've already played section.
Yeah.
Now, up until I had to redo my hard drives, it was probably up to like 2,000 songs across many different genres. Yeah. So I can pick from that and be good. But ever since I had to redo it, they're all red now. So I'm so now I'm redigging to rebuild it. But that's as far as the playlist.
Yeah, because I'll be at the bar or whatever, and people will say, "What are you playing next? You have a playlist for tonight?" And I'm like, "Nah, nothing that I'm going off tonight. I'm just going, But yeah, like you said, if you want to see the history or something,
that's it.
Then this is what.
That's as far as it goes.
People always wanted to look for paperwork or stuff. I'm like, no.
Yeah, because that's crazy. Because I've had DJs look at my Serato. Was like, well, where's your crates at? I said, what crates?
Yeah, you're like, okay.
I was like, dude, I just got folders. That's it. I can show you my drive. I said, and it's going to be foreign to you too because my hard drive is set up as a hard drive for dummies for me. So it's by either artist or affiliation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, as an example, okay. So the Kid and Play folder is in the Salt and Pepper folder because they were both down with Idol Makers. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But that's the only way I can remember that. You wouldn't know
I'll
it.
be like, man, what?
You'd be like, yo, you ain't got no Kid and Play? Nah, I do. Go on the Salt and Pepper joint.
Yeah.
That type of thing. Wu-Tang things are separated. You know what I mean? By artists. So Raekwon got his own joint, Nev got his own joint, Dirty, and then the random Wu dudes is just in the straight Wu-Tang folder. So I have, I don't think I got any You Got in there.
Once again, shout out to you guys.
So but it's crazy to me. Like I said, it's a hard drive for dummies.
Yeah.
If you're looking for something that an artist made, you can find it quick.
Now, getting to the grimy part. What's the dirtiest, nastiest, like the most bullshittingest thing you hate about the DJ? There has to be something. I mean, was there a nice?
Well, listen, I'm glad you opened up that can of worms. Let me see. So other than dudes selling their soul just for attention, because I'm good for telling people, listen, I own 2 homes, I own 2 houses. I actually like my houses. I will sit on my shit and play PlayStation before I come out for $100, $150. Understand that. I said, see, y'all run away from y'all kids. Me, I dig my son. Me, him, Call of Duty, worth more than your $150.
Yep.
The promoters, I almost had the pistol whip one. You know what I mean? And me and him, we never worked together again because I actually threatened to kill him. It was legit though. You know, I'm a man of my word. If I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. You know, so I had to tell him because he short at me.
Yeah.
And you know, before I knew anything, you know, I'm reaching and pop the clip out. My man was like, "Yo, your kid's at home, right? It's a long weekend. Ain't gonna see the judge till Tuesday."
Mm-hmm.
Good point. So between the DJ selling their souls, undercutting just to get gigs and attention, suspect promoters, here's the absolute worst. And you almost kind of don't like to discuss this in public because it's part of how we eat, but it's the girls, the women, and you can segregate them however you want, but of the female species, you know, the ones that think they so dope that their song is always next, and they don't fucking leave you alone.
Yep.
Until you play it.
You get that. We're about to leave.
So I used to get, and I'm notorious. Hey, listen, have a good night, baby. You be good. Hey, be safe wherever you're going.
Yeah.
But when I used to, like, when I was DJ in the strip district, and this was still vinyl, this was before I switched over, because they were trying to get me to switch over to Serato for years. I wouldn't do it. So I was still on the vinyl. So what I would do, and I told this trick years later, but I used to carry like anywhere between 2 to 4 copies of the hot joint. Here's why. So, you know, girlie come in for the free drinks before 11 o'clock. She want to hear the hottest shit going at that moment. I'm like, yo, baby, I'm going to play it. I said, just stick around. Trust me, I got you. 10 minutes later, she comes back. When you going to play my song? I'm like, yo, you act like you recorded it. I'm like, yo, I'm going to play it. Trust me. It's going to happen. I said, when I tell you it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Another 7 minutes later, are you ever going to play my song? I said, listen, so if I see your face at this booth again, I'm breaking this record. Up she come, I grab the record, boom! Now ain't nobody hearing it tonight.
Now I gotta ask a question. You remember what song it was?
There was quite a few.
Oh,
Yes.
Well, see, the good thing about me working in radio is the radio.
You get them. Get them promos,
get them
man.
from the ones you got right.
They were sending the shit to me at the radio station. They were sending it to my house. They were sending it everywhere.
Yeah.
They would send it to the day job if they could. So I had multiple copies. So what I would do is I would just take the one that was warped. And I knew it was warped. Only I knew it was warped. Right. Man, I pulled that shit out the crate. Boom! Ain't nobody listening to it tonight. Because of you. She walk off, she storm off, be swole. But then, when all hands in the air, asses are sweating, then I throw the song on. I thought you broke it.
Yeah, well, you know.
I said, you stupid. Why would I mess with my money? I know that this is what's hot right now. So it could have been anything. Like, let me see. So I broke one of Games, This Is How We Do It. I broke 50's Candy Shop. I broke a couple Lil Jon records. Literally, I was taking them and
Wanted to hear it early in the night. I hate that.
they want to hear that shit at 10:37. Look, baby, you got around the $10 that it costs to get in. Leave me the fuck alone. You know what I mean?
Listen to the pregame.
Yeah, just I'm warming up right now.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Take notes, folks.
I'm warming up, and listen, get your free drinks, mama. Leave me alone, though. That's it. That was it. It was so I was good for that. They learned how to start, you know what I mean, start leaving me alone. And then I went from the vinyl to the CD turntable, so I was using CDs. So, you know, I had like 3 copies of a CD. You know, bother me again. I'm snapping the CD. Ain't nobody hearing the shit tonight. Come up, boop. Now ain't nobody here.
Try me.
So I was good. I was good. So it's not like I put myself out of the way. I just offloaded the extras.
Yeah.
But notorious. So, but they're the worst. So there was one, there was one in Savoy. I deleted a song in front of her. And I talked bad to her. She went and got Chuck. Chuck said, hey, come on, Theo, man. I mean, you know, young lady, man. You trying to get this. I said, look, Chuck, keep her out the booth, dog. I'm working. You know what I mean? I said, this shit you want to hear for them broads back there.
Yeah.
Let me work for them. I said, she ain't danced once. She just in my face with her breath stinking. So now I'm the asshole. You know what I mean? And trust me, that's always the worst thing. And I mean, and then when you deflate the ego, like, look, sweetheart, you ain't that cute. You know, I mean, your deodorant starting to wear off, and weave slipping a little bit, and I mean, that's the bottom shelf liquor you drinking, my mind. I mean, you can't sweat too much because you're taking that back to Rainbow tomorrow. I'm gonna need you to leave me be. You know, so then you gotta talk to them like that. That is the absolute worst thing.
And then you're an ass.
You know what I'm saying? Well, okay, you know what was tied with that? So that's the women.
Okay.
The men. You got to question what side, you know what I mean, what team they playing for, because they come with their boys and they stay huddled with their boys. I'm like, something wrong with that, dog. I would go to a club to see if I can get continuation at the end of the night. Not this whole, look, I mean, me and my boys went to the spot with a plan. It's like, all right, look, if somebody leaving, toss the keys, let us know where you going. You know what I'm saying? So that way, in about an hour or two, we come scoop you, save you out the spot. But we had a breakup plan. We didn't have this.
They ain't got nothing.
They damn near holding hands in the club with their pants around their thigh. I'm like, really? This is what we're doing? So that shit right there, to me, I just don't understand the dynamic, especially when you're in a situation where more times than not, especially a smart DJ plays to the women anyway. Right. You play to the women because if the women are happy, the dudes are calling their boys like,
they all right.
Yo, man, this spot got.
That's what they don't understand.
And they come.
They're happy. The bartender's happy because now they're dancing. They're going to the bar. They're drinking.
They buying the women drinks, and that's how I stayed in business this long. So I don't play no dick music for dudes. What's wrong with y'all? You know what I'm saying? I don't want you getting your dick hard on somebody else's music. You look stupid. You know what I mean? I play for them. Because if they bouncing, you like the way their cups move, their ass clap. You're happy because their cups move and their ass is clapping. I did my job. You know what I mean? There's a couple people. It's funny. My son goes to school with people that have met in one of my club nights.
So your daddy done brought us together.
That
was the story. You got. You go. See?
Yes, sir.
Hey, we having a 10-year anniversary. Get this to your dad.
Yeah, man.
Because we want to thank him.
Yeah, man.
And we want him to play our song. Get a table dance.
Right.
Like that.
Right. So it's the wildest thing, man. But that, I mean, those are the things that I'm just not a fan of. But the one thing that has kept me fresh and helped me negate a lot of that is being able to DJ out of state. Because with me doing what I do in my lane afforded me the ability to DJ out of state.
You go to DC quite a bit. And
that is home 1A. Right? Yeah, man. It's the wildest thing to go into a state where you end up making so much noise to all the DJs in the region are coming to listen to you. You can tell when the DJ's watching, right? So there was a spot called Tap and Parlor at Bohemian Caverns. Very historic spot in DC on the corner of 11th and U. So the first time I came down there, you know what I mean, shook that shit up. And all he was talking about, that dude from Pittsburgh. So the next time I showed up, I told my man. So the cat that actually got me in is a cat that I taught how to DJ when he was back at Pitt. So I told my man, I said, look, I said, there's a bunch of DJs in here. He said, how do you know? I said, dude. I said, okay. So them 3 dudes in the back who's leaning against the wall with the 1 foot on the wall, I said, those are DJs. I said, the dudes at the back of the bar, they're DJs. He said, but how do you know? I said, they haven't moved once, but their eyes never
they
stopped
watch
watching.
it.
I said, they're DJs. So I said, watch this. And I even fucked him up on this one. So I played a song from here. Cat named Chris Mitchell. He had a song, like they're big on Jay Dilla down there. They love Dilla. So the song that he did had a Dilla feel to it. Mm-hmm. So I looped the beginning beat. It's like a 2-bar loop, but I just kept it going. And then as soon as I dropped the song, boom, they bounce off the wall with phone in hand. Like,
trying to see what it was, huh?
What are you playing? I'm like, this is exclusive. I said, this ain't even out yet.
Game. It's truth in the game.
So, and my man didn't have the song until that night. He like, what the hell are you playing? I said, yo, this is my man's in there. You know, and he was like, yo, but all the DJs in the room came up front. Because I hit them with some shit, some new shit they hadn't heard. And I knew it. I told you all these cats was DJs.
Oh, yeah.
All of them. It was the wildest thing.
I'm guilty.
I do that shit too.
I'm saying, man, if I'm going to a wedding or something, where am I at? And there's a DJ. I'm listening to the DJ. I'm like, okay, you know. And there's some good ones I've heard, but then there's some I'm just like, what is this trash?
Yeah, man.
I'm like, oh, here we go, gaps in the songs here. I'm like, what's going on? You know, I can go somewhere and have like. To me, it's an off night for me. But then people are like, oh man, you were great tonight, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what the hell? Who have you heard before that you thought that was great?
Yeah, they're nice. I've been like, oh, yo, you killed. I'll be like,
Man,
thanks.
Man, shit, I shouldn't get paid tonight for this shit I played.
I'm like,
Yeah,
thanks.
man.
You know,
Right.
I'll take it. But yeah, man, it's those are, but yeah, it's sometimes how the people handle the night for me is the absolute worst.
Let me ask you this: inspirations.
Um,
What got you? Who you look up to, or is there a DJ that you want to work with, or that you have worked with? Or who got you to the point like I'd like to get his style?
Well, Jazzy Jeff and Scratch are my all-time favorites. Bottom line, bar none.
Yeah.
Bar none. I've always been a fan of Jeff. In fact, he was the one that really said, you know what? Yeah, maybe I need to learn that. I heard the Magnificent Jazzy Jeff. I was like, that shit's life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then try I was like, yeah, I need to learn that. I need that. And then just listening to how Scratch was killing them EP&D records, I said, yeah, I need that. I need that. And then watching them perform live and the different things they do in various settings, I'm like, yo, this is amazing. Yeah. I love it. And the real situation is, I'm not as much of a DJ nerd as I should be because I don't practice much of any at all. So I know I'm never quite gonna get there. I'm too busy doing administrative shit. You know what I mean? As opposed to being able to practice. But the biggest thing I always like to make sure is I keep my ear good. Because one of the biggest things that I always wanted to pride myself on when I got into radio was being a tastemaker. And it was key being able to hit, like, listen, okay, cool. You got the same 20 songs that they're playing, but you should check out number 21. No, 21 is that shit. And then you play, you're like, ooh! And then they go back to the hours, well, why ain't you adding 21 to the list? That type of deal. And I always wanted to be that type of person. I still have a pretty good ear, even when it comes down to the bullshit. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can pick the best of the bullshit. And there's certain like trap joints. I'm like, this is bad. This is bad. This is real fucking bad. Then you hear some other joints like, okay, I may not like this, but I understand it. It makes sense. Then you got some other joints you like, yeah, this shit's hot. You should be rocking with this. And I still pride myself on that as far as being a tastemaker into the game, but then more importantly, digging back into songs that I forgot. From my childhood. That was just dope. It was a couple one-off joints. I'm like, oh, I gotta find them. gotta find them, and that keeps me digging too. Like there's and I've used it in a mix. When I was testing my new laptop, I did a couple mixes online called Misunderstood. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't expect nobody like this shit except me. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna play based upon shit that I remember. But there's a song by there's a guy called Kid Creole and the Coconuts.
And the Coconuts.
Song is
And
called
the cotton.
Yes. The song is called I'm a Wonderful Thing. So basically, it was a I'm the Shit record before any of the hip hop I'm the Shit records. He talking about, listen, you know what I'm saying? I'm fly, you like me, take this, but don't move too hard because I'll be done snap you back with it now. And then he started naming the bras that he was hitting. It's a dope song though, but it had a funky little groove to it. I was like, yo, and I forgot about the joint until it came across YouTube by accident. I was like, that's that song! And I did not know it was Kid Creole.
Caribbean music, Caribbean hip hop, R&B,
Yes.
Kid Creole and the Coconuts.
Yes.
Been a fan since late 80s.
Yeah. And like I said, I didn't know it was him, but I liked the music. You know what I'm saying? Like Stool Pigeon. I didn't know he had a video for Stool Pigeon.
Never knew that?
No, I
Never
just
seen that on Friday Night Videos?
I just found
Now
it.
I'm telling my age.
Listen, I just found it in November. I was like, he had a video with this shit? Really? Wow, this is amazing. But I didn't know the song was him.
Right.
But I remember the song from the 80s. You know what I'm saying? I was in middle school. You know what I mean? Anytime somebody was running and telling the principal, you know, that was, there it is. That was the song.
I didn't say that right. I know.
That was the joint. So I have a lot of fun with it going back into those things. And then I mean, just doing mixes for myself. You know what I mean? Because you have to do, as a DJ, you got to do things for yourself. Because you give so much of yourself to the public. So you got to retain and bring it back. You got to do something. Even if it's some shit that only you would ever want to hear in life. You know what I mean? Period. Like it was funny, I made, back in the tape era, I made a mixtape. The mixtape was called I Don't Give a Fuck. Because it was just for me. It was all shit that I would listen to from start to finish, and that tape moved. It shocked the shit out of me.
Like, well, damn.
Yeah, really? I'm like, well, then let me work. Don't get in my way. But it moved. Because I did at the time I did like a whole woo set. I threw like a quick break beat in it. I still actually have the tape. I still have the tape. You know what I mean? And I would throw snippets of unreleased shit at the end of each side, right before you go to flip the tape over. And, you know what I mean? So I was like, it was just for me. You know, to help build some excitement for me, to give me something to listen to in my car.
And that took off.
It flew. It flew. Because I did a watered down version of that mixtape. I forget what the hell I called it. It's like, nah, give us the one you listening to. Say less. Say less. That tape moved.
So, as far as hobbies, like, what do you like to do when you're not DJing?
Man, if I get a chance, if I get a chance, I own many different video games. Many different. I go back to the Atari. Real shit. Like, I still have an original Atari with 32 cartridges. I still got my ColecoVision. Now I only have 4 or 5 cartridges with that. I still got my Sega Genesis. I still got the original Nintendo. I got PlayStations 1, 2, 3, and 4. I got Xbox One. And then what I did was I bought you seen one of those retro pieces?
Got it.
Yeah.
I was going to chime in.
Yep.
I got one. I call it my Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
I have that from the very first, from the 8-bit on up to the 4. I have every arcade. You know what I'm talking about.
I got it.
You know what I'm talking about.
I got it.
That's all listen.
My joint got 113,000 games on that bitch. 130 from arcade.
Every game ever made.
Yep.
Every
Atari
game ever made.
2600, 5200, 7800, ColecoVision, every Nintendo game, every Sega Genesis
Every
game,
PC game.
every Commodore 64 too. And
Yes.
by the way, I still got a Commodore 64 too. I almost forgot about that. Still actually got the machine, but my disk drive broke. So anytime I get a chance, you know what I mean, I'll sit down, I kick back and rock. But I still buy video games. I ain't got time to play this shit. Like, I had to stop buying the Assassin's Creed series. Because I
you-
bought 5, I never played the first one. I buy NBA 2K every single year. Can't tell you the last time I sat down and played it.
And still playing 06.
But you know what I play? I play the last college hoop game, college 2K8.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because my young boy from my hood, DeJuan Blair, is on that. That Pitt team was the team that was on it. So I always played with Pitt, my alma mater. DeJuan's my young boy. I went to school with both of his parents. Tell him my age. I always played. I'm like, yeah. So, I'll be sitting there.
That's the one with Sam Young on there.
Yes.
See, not that,
Yes.
See,
Yes.
you know I know.
Yes. Yes.
No, I know. That's the
So
one with Sam Young on there.
I play that one, man. It is dope. It is dope. So anytime I get a chance, or here's my favorite. I've been playing. I got back into this one game, this football game, called All Pro 2K8. So what All Pro 2K8 is? So you remember the Madden franchise stole the NFL after 2K5 wore them out. So All Pro was 2K's foray back into football. But what they did was they took retired football players and they were able to get the likenesses until the NFL stopped that shit. Said, yo, as long as we paying them a pension, you can't use some motherfucking thing. So they couldn't make another one of those.
Right.
But I'm playing that. I'm playing that. It still plays better than Madden.
Yeah.
Because Madden cheat like a motherfucker, man. Man cheat like a motherfucker. I think the last Madden game that I got, because after a while they were gifted. Like somebody would buy them for me. I didn't play the shit. I think the last one I actually played was probably 04. And I was playing my man. And man, he knew the cheat plays. He knew the cheat spots. And Madden has Maddenisms all over the place.
Yes.
Yo, he beat me down the field with 11 in the box. 11 in the box. In this spot, he said, stop it. And he kept throwing it to that receiver. And that motherfucker caught it every goddamn time. He didn't drop it once. So I was like, get out. So I kicked him out. Kicked him out.
Well, usually you're supposed to like hit end game and start, but you just threw it in the hell out.
Yeah, I kicked him out.
All right.
I kicked him out. Now I was like, come on, man, for real, this is what we're doing? Get out. Get out. Kicked him out of my house. So I was like, yeah, I'm done with Madden. Because he showed me that there's a hole in all of them. It's like, yeah, I'm cool. Because I'd hate to think if I'd have bet. You know what I'm saying? I used to bet on Live 95. That was on Genesis, that was the game. We would, during my college radio show, we would play that because there was a couple DJs in there. So if it was my turn on the sticks, cool, my man would take over. Man, we'd be betting hundreds of dollars doing my radio show. My radio show was the hangout. It was dope, but we'd be betting hundreds of dollars. Man, I'll never forget it. My dude beat me with the Orlando Magic. You know, Shaq and Penny was together with Nick Anderson and 3D.
Dennis Scott, yeah.
I was using the Hornets at the time, so LJ Morning, $200 I lost doing my radio show. Get out. Kicking everybody out. Because when it comes to my money, I'm a sore loser. Like, really, man? Get out. I mean, I paid him, but I kicked him out.
Right.
Yeah.
You got your money.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't hang out the rest of my radio show. So now I'm DJing angry. Kicked everybody the fuck out. So upset. But you know what I mean? That's one of the things I do in my pastime. Okay. If I ever get a chance to breathe. Okay. Sit on a beanbag and play that shit, man.
Now, your social media, where can people find you if they want to follow you or?
If you go to my website, which is blacksteel.com, that's BLAKKSTEEL.com, connects you to all my social media.
They find you there, they can follow you. And
Yep. It'll connect you to Twitter, my Instagram, my Facebook, all of it.
all in one.
Yeah, man.
That's simple, man.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
See, we be sitting here, man. We rattle
We
off
got
about
like 9
our
or 10
Black
different
Planet.
ones. We're still
and,
doing MySpace, Black Planet.
FarmersOnly.com.
Yeah.
We
I
got
gotta
them all,
remember
man.
I gotta remember my MySpace joint. I gotta remember that.
I just told him, man, I need some pictures back that I.
Yeah. I gotta be able to get back in my inbox. That's just, wow. You know what I'm saying? I lost a relationship to MySpace.
MySpace.
Adam, you done with MySpace?
What's up? Oh, hell yeah, man.
All right, I didn't know if you was old enough. I didn't know if you was old enough. I didn't know. I mean, there's that gap. I didn't know.
That was the first one, wasn't it?
That was it.
All right.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
because you had to
first
pick
big
your
one.
song and shit.
No,
so
see.
it's-
Yeah, man.
See?
Everybody
There you
had
go.
that nice page, man.
Yeah.
Let's lay out with the
Yeah.
song.
Hey, check out my MySpace page. Check it out.
I just updated it.
Right.
Yeah. Listen, man, MySpace is that
That
deal,
was no
man.
joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That. Shout out to Black Planet.
Yeah. Oh man, listen. See, Black Planet was dope, but a lot of people don't remember what came before that. Black Voices. That was the neater version of Black Planet. Black Planet was ratchet. It was hood. You know what I mean? But Black Voices, it was neat. It was frilly. It was cute. It was
Right.
It was the refined black dating scene. Black Planet came through. Yeah. Profile picture with old girl standing there bent over and you staring at her magic eyes. You're like, wow, mama, really? This is what we doing. Black Planet was extra.
Did you go by the same Black Steel and Black Planet? Yeah, Black Steel everywhere.
Yeah, so I kept it consistent because the biggest thing is, I mean, as long as you stay consistent with your branding, you're easy to locate. So I'm like, yeah.
And that brings us to your branding. you have a DJ name before we have to wrap it up with the cameraman.
Right.
And
Yeah,
we
man,
start-
we're 55 minutes in, man. We need to hear your thing.
yeah, and we
All
start
right.
the loose talk. What is your DJ name that you came up with?
All right, listen. First of all, everybody's like, DJ, what the hell is you guys talking about?
All right.
Look,
Put got some equipment.
I got some equipment from my brother-in-law.
For sure.
All right. Now, you know me. Still just doing so. I don't know. I talked to him before. Everybody knows two loves and the two things go together like peanut butter and jelly, like everything else. What I love is sports and music.
Yes.
What's this podcast about?
Sports and music.
Right.
You're the music guy. I'm the sports guy. But I love music just like you love sports. So my brother-in-law hooked me up with a DJ. Now, I'm not go. I had to tell him this. I was like, "Hey, check this out." Text him, "Hey,
Right.
I got some DJ with my brother-in-law." And I'm not going on tour. I'm not trying to.
I was like, I got competition.
Right. No, I'm like, "Look, you ain't got nothing to worry about. This is just for home use.
Yeah.
Something for me because I like music and like you say, I love B-sides.
Yes.
I love B-side. I love. Listen, I love B-side. I love music.
B-side is, man.
I love all different types of music. So I want to be at home, like, okay, Too Nice does this. Let me practice. Let me do this for my enjoyment. So this is for my enjoyment. You know,
Absolutely.
the two things go there: sports and music.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's it.
I'm with you on that.
So I told him, he was like, "Oh boy," that's what he said. "Oh boy," I was like, "Now hold on now," and I was like, "I got a name." It's like, "What's your name?" I was like, "This is my name. I take it physical. DJ Black with a Q, Bastard." Why, Caprice? Why?
I'm with that. I can rock with that.
DJ, hold up, DJ. I'm not going out onto a DJ.
But you know what though? Let me tell you something. So here's the dope part about that.
Okay.
Whenever you are entering the foray, you have to have a colorful name. It's colorful.
Thank you.
It has impact. Black Bastard. You're Black Bastard. Really?
Yeah.
That's
That
cool. It has shock value.
I've been called this. That's right.
It has shock value.
That's it, man.
So,
The black, you use it, Black
yeah,
Bastard.
you Black Bastard.
Who stole my girl? But when I was growing up, I didn't do the dishes. You didn't do the dishes? No, ma. You black bastard.
So, all right. So you go.
How did we work out together? Damn, he went another rep higher than me. Black bastard. And I accepted.
So
Have I ever said that?
No,
once?
no, you never said this no in the mind.
You got me like fucking cornered, dude, man.
So is that what you gonna do at somebody's wedding? You gonna be like, "Oh, DJ Black Bastard," you gonna shout yourself out like that?
Yeah, man.
Black bastard.
So-and-so's kid's birthday party.
DJ Black Bastard. 10-year-old Timmy, who's your DJ? DJ Black Bastard. There it is. There it is.
So you putting in a t-shirt order or what?
DJ Black Bastard. Well, I mean, I'm not going on, so I don't know.
Oh, no.
So
We gotta get some
I'm
t-shirts,
not going on
man.
to
So
this.
how
Is
you
just
gonna spell?
for
How you gonna spell bastard though?
Just straight, all cap letters.
All cap.
All cap letters.
Because you mean that.
I mean that. Well, it was meant to me.
You know what I'm saying? That's
It was meant to me.
Put an exclamation point at the end.
It was all like that.
That's what I'm saying, man. You gotta work on getting logo, man.
That'll be dope.
I'm just taking. Listen,
That'll be dope.
this is all for my out. And here's the thing, though. Something I always wanted to do with Pat, just like sports.
Anybody
my passion.
comment on that on Facebook
This,
Live?
this show is my passion. Music's always been my passion. Along with sports.
Right.
We go together. What do athletes do before they hit the field?
Oh, they usually get the music.
They listen to the music.
Yeah.
Athletes want to be musicians. What do musicians want to? They want to check what's the score.
Exactly.
Hey, before we go out and play, no matter what music genre, the score, the two collide. And I just want to do it. And I just told him, I said, hey, I knew he was laughing. I texted him. He's like,
us, man.
he's like, what? Where'd you get something? I was like, listen, bro, I'll come up with this stuff.
I was
hooked up, I'm calling on you.
DJing that night,
Right.
and you tell me about Black Bastard. I was like, oh man.
And I said, hold up, is this name taken?
I almost made the announcement then, but I said no. I'm gonna wait.
Right.
You wanna, yeah.
I'm gonna wait.
And I didn't know, because I mean, I know about Black Steel.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
But yours with the K.
2 Ks, no C's.
See, mine's with the Q.
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
And the bastard.
So I think I said.
Wait, you like it? Do you like it?
Steel and Black Bastard.
Black bastard. Yeah.
Do you like it?
It fits.
Huh? Do you like it? Adam, do you like it?
Hey, man, you do your thing.
He's gonna agree with you.
I'm telling that DJ Black. God damn, that DJ
true,
Black
man.
bastard made my
See? Yeah.
day. Listen, it sounds funny now, but it got DJ Black bastard.
Listen,
There's a
that's
10-year-old
possibility.
watching my podcast right now. I might be Kid Black Bastard, and he might not even be black.
Or it might be Black Bastard's kid.
Right. Hey.
I don't know.
Holy shit, man. We're at an hour. Let's go.
I think Adam said we gotta take the
It's
loose
time to wrap
talk.
it up.
We
Yeah.
gotta take the loose talk to Facebook because he's out on that one.
Right.
But before we go, real quick,
Right.
Like, if you got some shout outs, man, anybody you want to say what's up to?
I mean, most importantly, Mike Pope on Sport audience. For real, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, man.
This is dope. This was fun.
Welcome to the family. You're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.
Like we tell all our guests, please come back. Please.
We can go to him with Facebook Live.
Yeah. We can do that. Yeah, we can do the dark show.
Anywhere, yeah.
Hey, you
Dark
know
show.
what?
Dark
We
show.
all listen. We all involve a certain shade.
Yeah. There we go. We talked about that. Man.
We all
Light skin one that's about of us.
Yeah.
Which one of us is light
You know
skin?
what I'm
We want
saying?
us to see. But up. Adam.
There it is.
Adam's the light skin.
Lightest skin here, man.
Adam light skin.
Adam wins.
Adam's the light skin again.
But we'll wrap up this part of the show.
And then we'll go to camera
And
two.
then we'll see what kind of battery, she working with over here.
Well,
Charge my phone.
If she can even see it.
well, quick question. You know what I'm saying? Before we wrap up with the cameraman. So, it's a sports show. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Touch on the sports aspect. Who you guys got for the bowl?
All right. I'm going with, well, I told you who I was going with. I had the Ravens winning it all, but that the hell with that.
And see, I wanted that. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not even a Ravens fan. But I like the kid Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And I like him because he's the underdog.
Yep.
You know what I mean? 31 teams passed
Sat
on
there.
that kid, and he played with a chip on his shoulder. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is a lot of people want to place the blame on that loss on him. I'm like, how? He threw a ball, hit homeboy right here, and dude never raised his hands. The first interception was a tip drill.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man, that's not his fault.
No.
So I really wanted them to win. So I'm not even gonna lie, I've kind of lost interest because my dark horse hero, I wanted.
I said, all right. Yeah, I said, so who I gotta go with now? I'm going Chiefs. I said Chiefs and 49.
That's who I was going with. Now, I remember last week I said that Green Bay was going to win. You was like, you got to win it all. I said, no, Green Bay's going to win this week.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you called me a black bastard.
Hold up. See, name association.
Black bastard.
So
Blacks. Need the
I
blacks.
got it in there. So
Yeah. So Pope, who you?
I'm going the same thing. I'm going to Kansas City and
Who you got
San
with
Fran. Defense wins titles, baby. Defense wins titles. So I'm going with the Niners.
Okay.
But we'll see after next week's show.
I actually can't argue with that. I can't argue with that.
See, and that's just good. I think I'm going on the other side because I saw something in KC that actually impressed me. So I'm kind of going with the Chiefs on this one.
I mean, they did just like down 24-0 and just
Ran it up. Ran it up.
There, man. I was like, are you
Yeah.
serious right
Like I
now?
said, I saw something in them that impressed the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Like literally, Mahomes was able to get them boys together mid-game with an average team who down by 24. You like, oh man, this shit over.
Yeah.
You know, and they
Yeah.
like, nah.
Yeah, a lot of people was like, oh, this is it. But
So, Adam, namesake, what about you? Who you got?
I don't know. I don't watch that shit anymore.
Who are you? Patriots?
No, man. I get.
You weren't still hoping the Steelers made it, right?
No, man. I'm a hockey man. To be honest,
oh,
man.
hold on, wait. And it's not the Pens. It's
No?
not the Pens. No.
Well, the Pens are my number one always,
Okay.
but who do you really roll with? I know.
I
I
go with
want you to
St.
tell the
Louis
nation.
for a lot of
He's
stuff.
St. Louis
man.
Blues.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the Blues.
Hey, man,
respect the
they
guy for
chance
that.
last year, man.
You gotta respect that. And before they won it, he was like hollering. And when they won it, I was like, all right, he's feeling
Watch
good.
it.
There you go.
See, I hate a bandwagon guy, but I knew he wasn't a bandwagon guy.
Nah, he was official with it.
Yeah,
And he
because we always
came.
talked about, like, you always asked about, like, my, like, favorite hip-hop stuff, and back in the 90s, man, it was growing up with, like, St. Lunatics and shit, man. We always talked about that.
Ah! Wow, that's the first time I've ever heard anybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, Adam
For real?
straight. Yo, shoot. I'm surprised he ain't got on no Air Force Ones right now.
Shit.
And that's all I read.
Look,
I went to get in line when that shit went, but the lines were so long, so I went with Converses. No, but I had, when I grew up, I had 3 Vocal shirts, though. I had Vocal.
Okay. All right. You were supporting the brand.
Oh, yeah, man. I even had I think we talked about this one show where
Band-Aid on this.
for Halloween,
All right. He was true then.
for Halloween,
Halloween.
I wore the Band-Aid.
Okay. All right.
And wore like they got a Cardinals shirt, but I wore it backwards.
Right. And that they was wearing it like that. They was definitely wearing it like that.
was it a Pujols jersey?
Probably was, man.
That
I
team-
borrowed that shit. I don't know. I always hate the Cardinals. Because what's his name? Mark McGuire I always made fun of my friends who loved him, and he was a fucking cheater. So
But before, I know you're ready to wrap it up, but you know I always got to get you in the show. Do you have a question for Black Steel?
well, you did ask about inspirations and shit, so you did already cover that and stuff. Well, I know you talked about mixing different genres. Do you ever step out of? Do you cover all genres, like when you mix and stuff?
I do a lot of different things. I'm actually finally, believe it or not, I'm starting to get into Afrobeat. I'm digging it. I'm really digging it. Like literally, it took for me. And I mean, shout out my man Selector. He actually plays this song at our set called Drug Bop. Joanna.
Yeah.
So I said, all right, you know what? I'm tired of him being the only one with the shit, playing the shit. I gotta go get this goddamn song. So I got the song, stumbled on to the boy from Power. I didn't know Dre, aka Rotimi, was, and you know what I mean, like an Afrobeat artist.
Mm-hmm.
He has one of my favorite songs right now. It's called The Love Rhythm. I put that song on repeat. I can listen to that song for probably a few hours straight. The song is dope. And from there, I started listening to other things within the genre. So on top of that, I'm adding, that's one of the newest, latest things that I'm adding.
What about like EDM and shit? Like, what is your?
I can't do it. Anything that is a solid monotonous is nerve-wracking. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that shit. To me, it's I can't do it. I can't do it. The one thing I love about hip hop, and actual hip hop, is the differences in the beat. You know what I'm saying? Change in tempo, change in drum, change in cadence, change in swing. It's differences. It's literally part of the reason why I hate trap is literally EDM on lean. You know what I'm saying? It's if DJ Screw were alive and he made an EDM beat, it would be trap. That's why I can't stand that shit. Because it's the same 2 to 3 kicks, the same 3 to 4 snares, one high though, one hi-hat. And it sounds like a water sprinkler. It's it, one high. It's it. That's why I can't stand that shit. I can't stand that shit. Yeah. Can't stand it. So, EDM, I can't do it. I can't do it because it literally feels like one long beat. And then they got these festivals that go for like fucking 8 hours. I'm like...
Even for like a whole fucking weekend, man.
Yeah.
Like it's, I don't know,
Like
Burning
really
Man stuff, all
nonstop.
that. Yeah.
And Ronnie Cycli, ex-basketball player.
It's a DJ.
And he's an EDM DJ.
Yeah.
But
But before he
let's
came
don't
into the
bypass that.
league, he was a DJ. So he was a DJ since what? 91?
He's a
92?
7-foot DJ killer. He making more money DJ than he did in the league.
Yes.
Killing them. And he's doing that. He does that shit in Vegas and all around the world. So, but nah, I can't do him. I can't do him. Nah. If it ain't got no variation to it, know that I'm not touching it. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And it has to have a variation. It has to change in some way, shape, or form, because otherwise, literally, you could set, you could literally just stick the music in and set Serato to auto play it, and it'll auto mix it for you. It'll be straight.
Won't even know.
Right. I can't do it. I cannot do it. But yeah, that's what I do. I quietly like some older rock. You know what I mean? Real quietly. And not like it's a bad thing quiet, but it's like
Were you a fan when Run DMC did that stuff with Aerosmith?
that was the only song on the album I didn't like. Real shit. See, but I mean, you talking to somebody that owns AC/DC and Led Zeppelin albums, and the shit is dope. Literally, I sample, because, you know what I mean, I dabble in beats from time to time, and I have over the decades. Like, literally, there's a piano riff that I sampled off of an AC/DC record. The shit was fire. And I threw it over an Isaac Hayes sample. The shit was crazy. As a matter of fact, as soon as I get another tape deck, I'm going to put that beat online. I promise you. But I mean, so I like music. You know what I mean? And I don't fuck around and play it. Like, you know what I mean? In crate digging, the one thing I can honestly say, and this is why I appreciate older hip hop so much, is it introduced you to so much music. You know what I mean? It turned me on. Like, my grandfather tried to turn me on to jazz when he was alive. Didn't work. Because I'm like, it's you, pops. You know, you trying to school the youngin'. No, we're not doing that. But Premier samples Night in Tunisia, Dizzy Gillespie. We like, oh, where's this record? So we find, but you don't just get the song, you get the album, and you listen to the album. Well, this album was dope. What else did he do? Now all of a sudden you're into jazz. Or you can find a rock record that you like that's been chopped to hell and back. Yo, I need to hear the original. Well, damn, this album is dope. What else did he make? And now you on it. You know what I mean? Just like, it was funny. Do you know the original sample for Mama Said Knock You Out?
I have heard it. I'm trying.
I've played it.
Heard it on Salute the Sample. As
Yeah,
a matter of fact.
Okay, but do you know who did it? Here's the thing. I'm gonna just kill it for you. So because of the average person will say the Beatles, and they're wrong.
I can't remember. I heard it and I can't remember. I know it.
Sly and the Family Stone, A Trip to Your Heart is the song.
That's when they played it on it. I remember.
Okay.
I'm trying to think who's out here playing it.
I heard it on Salute the Sample, and they played, and they was like, "This is where it comes from."
Mm-hmm. Yep. So then you like, because if a song here's the way I look at it. If a hip hop joint made this, if the hip hop joint was dope with this sample, I want to hear where you got it from. I really want to hear where you got it from. Like, one of my favorite throwback joints, and I'm putting this in the ever category, is the song that Just Blaze used for Jay-Z's Song Cry. Name of the artist is Bobby Glenn. The song's called Sounds Like a Love Song. Well, I like the Bobby Glenn version, but not like Jay's joint. Right. Shit is dope.
And usually that's what happens. You find out what
fall
the
in-
sample is, and you like, I like this better than the sample that's put on the track.
Actual hip hop makes you fall in love with music.
Right.
And that's what I loved about hip hop. Trap don't do that shit for me. You know what I'm saying? EDM don't do that shit for me. You know what I mean? It's just because it doesn't vary enough. If you listen to enough of the music and you start to utilize and pick parts of it, you develop different swings based on what you're listening to. And for me, that was always key. Just like I give it to Marley Marl. You know, because I forget the name of that group that he sampled for Master Ace's Music Man. I got the record, but I forget the name. It's a black record with a gray lightning bolt down the middle and they faces in red. I got this shit at home. But I got that record. I was like, yo, this shit is fire. You know, listening to it. 'Cause, I mean, now Marley took the best part of that record though. Don't get me wrong. You know, the best part of that joint was the first 4 bars and he used that for the whole joint. But I was like, this shit's incredible. You know what I'm saying? And that group is dope. You know? If I ever find where Easy Moby got the samples that he just chopped up and chipped down for Flavor in Your Ear, I know I'm gonna fall in love with that original. I already know. But I found the record that he used for Biggie's Machine Gun Funk, and that was a hunt. It's a group called Black Heat. I forget the name of the joint, but I got it. So you know what I mean? I start to go through, and every now and then I'll do a radio show that I call Joints and Jams. So I take the original joints and the jams that use them. And you know what I'm saying? There's actually 2 of them online from either last year or the year before. And I'm pulling the original joints. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, this shit is fire. And then I play the jam. So that way you can hear what the producer heard. You know what I mean? And there's on occasions where it's equal. Sometimes the jam is better than the joint. A lot of the times the joint is better than the jam, but every now and then it's equal. One of the joints that was equal was Pete Rock and CL Smooth Straighten It Out with the original joint, This Generation. Both songs are equally dope. I give it to them. So you dig. It makes you dig, and you become open to many other genres thereafter. And I'm open to anything that's funky. You know what I mean? And I do it, I incorporate it. There's a time and a place for everything, though. Because, you know, when you DJ for the masses, there's certain shit they want to hear.
Yeah.
Like, I'll put it to you like this. At the Brillo Box, they love the Benjamins. But they will kill me if I play Electric Light Orchestra. You know what I'm saying? But that's where the sample comes from.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear that shit. They want to hear what you want to do. Want to be baller, shot caller. They don't want to hear, oh, I did it. I did it. They don't want to hear that shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Don't talk about
So they don't want to hear that. So there's a time and a place for everything. And my online radio shows are where I get to stretch out the furthest.
The sample. Gotta salute the sample.
Yeah.
But Chris, ask him who he didn't have or told me he didn't have, and you did.
I forget what the hell. Oh, she asked me for Megan Thee
Megan Thee
Stallion.
Stallion.
Yeah.
Here,
I mean,
I'll do it for you.
she did. She asked me for, and I did end up eventually getting a couple joints, but I didn't have it at that time. I did go
I'm
later.
fine coming back.
Huh?
Fine coming back.
You know what I'm saying? And like, oh God, her voice is annoying, even though I like the shit that's under her. Lizzo, that Truth Hurts shit. I like that. You know what I'm saying? That beginning shit, I'm like, yo, that shit is
Yeah.
life. But her voice is like combing a cat's fur in the opposite direction. I'm like, mama, stop. So, you know what I mean? So musically, I could tell that she actually did a combination of old and new. So I put a stripe on her uniform for that. The drum is a trap drum. But the music is not trap music.
Right.
It's other shit. And that's what caught my attention to listen to it. But I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, in a long way around your question, as far as like many different genres, there's a time and a place for it. On my radio show, you're liable to get me to play anything. I still love late 70s, early 80s disco. Love it, love it, love it, love it. That's my shit. Shallow March, A Night to Remember sits in the top 3. You know what I mean? So,
Nice, man.
yeah, I'm all over that shit. I mean, when we first started doing the Brilla Box, we used to be able to play shit like that too, but then the audience changed, so we had to shift with it.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep that because we're gonna talk about that on the Black Show.
Yeah.
Got
We're
you.
gonna talk
I'm
about
with
that
you.
on the Black Show. I know we got to wrap it
One
up.
more thing, one
Yes.
more thing,
Before
one more thing,
we
real
wrap it up, hey, and Adam brought it to my attention when we hit the studio tonight. Yo, R.I.P. to legendary wrestler, because you said it caught you early day, and you had on his son's gear. Rest in peace to Rocky Johnson, who passed today at age 75. Y'all might know him as Dwayne Johnson / The Rock's father.
Oh, wow. No.
I have gear, you have gear, you
Hell
just
yeah,
got it
dude.
and put it on, and then you seen it and you was like, yo, and then you felt some kind of way. You want to vibe on that real quick about it?
Oh man, I mean, The Rock's been my #1 motivation for lifting and everything. I mean, he's such a badass in the gym, but then he's like this wholehearted fucking human outside and everything. And I know his dad was his, like, I guess, introduction into the world that he was in. Yeah, he was The Rock. He was the original Rock.
Right.
So, yeah, man, he's, Dwayne The Rock is just a very huge inspiration to me, and that's sad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of his, like, motivational stuff and just the way he talks to even, like, younger cats and stuff, saying that, he's humble, but he's very real, and saying that, I remember a speech he gave to these football players, even talking to them, younger kids, saying, "You motherfuckers won't ever outwork me." And it's like he's just fucking raw, but he's like the nicest, like he's a huge teddy bear, basically, but he's so fucking incredible. So yeah, that's a huge thing, man. I mean, it's always a bummer and everything. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, rest in peace.
Yes.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that was the day. And we talked about it before we get on the show here at Suite 204 and MPOS. But we must get out of here.
Yes.
Everybody out there, if you're watching on Facebook Live and all that, we got camera 2. We're going to do the Black Show.
Yes.
Which is before Adam doesn't know about it. Adam's
kicking me out.
No, but the past 5 years? The past 5 years, we do like a dark.
After
We
dark.
call it dark.
Yeah.
After dark.
Dark's
Dark's after
after
dark.
Dark's
So
after
now
dark.
we're really in the color prism
yeah.
here.
Yeah, man.
And and I know, this is the main show. We wrap it up. See, Adam's like, man, Black Bastards, Dark After Dark.
What I
And
get into?
I'm the new light-skinned guy.
Yeah, man.
There it is.
I think this is our longest show, man.
Man, thanks for
Right,
sticking
man.
around, though, man.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate
We
it.
appreciate it. Yo,
for sure, man.
so like I said, can you and camera 2 is really like uninterrupted. You're gonna hear,
Yeah, you can
you're gonna
move
see
over
shit and all like that as we wrap up here. Yo, as far as Black Steel, thank you for coming on,
Oh,
brother.
thank you guys for having
No,
me, man.
love it. Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
No. And I said it.
Thank you,
Indeed.
man.
Thank you.
And I know the difference, Caprice, between him and Code
Code
Red.
Red.
It was a long day. No, it was a long day, and I made a complete mess up. I know the two, and I was talking about Code Red, and he was talking about Black Steel, and I was like, damn, I really fucked up my own show. But
we weren't drinking. We weren't drinking. We finished the bottle of crowd.
I know the difference. I heard it. Black Steel. I know the intro. I know the shit.
Yeah,
All right. So all right then.
All right.
There it is.
But yo, I'm Mike Pope.
I'm DJ Too Nice.
Enjoy your sports and music day.